Hi, welcome back to Inazuma 11, as narrated by Endou or Naruto Uzumaki, take your pick. And here we are trying to hunt down Goenji, who's known as an ace striker who played in the last football frontier tournament. And then something happened, we're not sure what yet. There's a plot in this game. This is an RPG soccer game with a plot. It's exactly as ridiculous as that sounds. And right now Aki's explaining to us that she runs a blog that she updates way too often. You're gonna see that little jingle pop up like every 5 seconds. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's basically what the game. If you're ever lost or not sure what to do, you can always check the blog in order to make sure, like, oh, okay, this is where I was supposed to be going, or this is who I was supposed to be looking for.
Yeah, it's the story so far menu. In case you, I don't know, stopped playing for 3 years and then came back and didn't know what was going on, despite the fact that you can talk to like anyone standing around and they have commentary on it. I don't know. Why isn't that person in uniform? Or does every girl wear a different colored skirt? I don't understand how Ryman works.
Yeah, they're all... I think Aki just has a different kind of school uniform than the rest of the girls.
Delicious milk! So by the way, because this is an RPG, there are in fact treasure chests littered around that you can just open up and steal people's food items. They're all pretty much full of food items, aren't they?
Well, they're full of food items, equipment, which we'll show later, where you actually, different kinds of apparel that you can equip your players with to improve their various stats. And also, if you're lucky, you'll even find journal entries for different moves, which you can use later on in the game. Ah, yes, the moves. We'll get to the moves. Yes.
But the food items restore TP and FP, form points and technique points, right?
Yes.
Right. So you keep your team running on milk, rice balls, and cookie bars, essentially.
Yep, and then occasionally you'll get the hyper bars and the best in the game, which basically heals all of your TP and FP at once, are fine vegetables.
Oh, those must be pickled vegetables. Because that's a Japanese thing, pickled vegetables, I think. I actually like pickled vegetables, but I'm one of those vinegar people. You don't like pickled stuff, do you?
No, I can't stand the vinegar.
Yeah, she doesn't like vinegar. Oh well, everyone has different tastes. Oh, here we get the map.
It makes me gag.
The map is about as exciting as it looks. We'll get to go to more places later, but for now we've got the tower. I don't know what happened to the first 13 Arcana, but you know.
They all went to play a soccer game.
I guess. And yeah, that entire cutscene was Zatawa. And this is Endou's favorite place for whatever reason. Look how wonky that hole was when you were standing still. You gotta love the graphics in this game. They try. I guess you gotta give them that. They try.
That looks so weird.
You mean them walking up the steps?
No, the fence.
Oh. Yeah, them walking up that ladder weirds me out too. But that's what happens when you have 3D elements with 2D sprites. They interact kind of weirdly sometimes. And if we glossed over it earlier, Daisuke is the name of Endou's grandpa. So that notebook he's talking about is his granddad's notebook. He's gonna mention it a lot. It's part of the plot that we keep claiming we have. Someday. And as you can see, his granddad had the artistic skills of roughly a 5-year-old.
I think that's pretty good for a 5-year-old.
Okay, maybe a 6 or 7-year-old. I'm pretty sure I could draw a duck that didn't have a broken neck by the time I was 7.
Well, that just means you're artistically talented, as opposed to some people who just draw stick figures.
All of their life.
Yes.
Well, see, I can draw stuff, I just can't put shading on it. I can't do shading. Apparently I have no concept of light and darkness. Yet I play Kingdom Hearts. Figure that one out.
I guess it's only as it pertains to paper.
Yeah. I understand it when it comes to the heart or whatever nonsense. And here we are talking about Goenji again. All of our plot so far centers around bugging the hell out of Goenji, apparently. Seems like a pretty solid plan.
That poor guy. I have to feel so bad.
What does
He's trying to do his thing, and here's Endou's just trying to get all up in his face.
Speaking about getting all up in the face, here we have some poorly sprited gangsters, or whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, that's a gangster name.
And they rhyme, too. Yasui and Usui. It's very polite of the gangsters to group themselves according to name.
Yeah, rhyming their own names.
Yeah!
どくのはな、おめえなんだよ。どうしたどうした？一発ぐらい反撃してみな。いい邪魔だぜ。あれ？かな。
お前のキックすげえな。今のキックやっぱりゴーエンジ君。やろうぜ俺たちとサッカー。
悪いな。サッカーはもうやめたんだ。
Flaming soccer balls are perfectly normal. What are you talking about?
Endou got burned.
Yeah, he picked up the ball and it wasn't like steaming or anything. How did he not burn his hands off?
No, that's not what I meant.
I know what you meant, but I'm still talking about soccer.
Well, just to give you guys a heads up, that flaming soccer ball kick is only one of many of the various special techniques or hisatsus that you and your various other characters will be able to learn and use in various matches. So,
yeah, but
enjoy the crazy.
We won't.
BMS.
We won't be seeing them for a while, though. And here's Endou's mom. He does in fact have a mom and a dad. He does not suffer from main character syndrome. There's a lot of other characters that do, though. But not really for the first game. For the first game, we can assume everyone has parents at home that are wondering where the hell their kids are. Because nobody ever calls to tell them.
It's like, hey, we're out playing soccer in the middle of the night with no parental supervision whatsoever.
That seems pretty normal.
Indeed.
As is Endou talking to the picture of his dead granddad. People are doing that a lot, too. Sometimes he won't even bother using the picture. He'll just start thinking narration-wise. And this is the next day.
That character and one other character in their class always gets a picture frame, so I always assume that they'd be important plot-related, like, later in the game, but they never are.
Huh. That's interesting. And they can't be like a special recruit or anything because you don't have any female teammates in the first game, just managers. And the managers you all get via plot. Here's Goenji. Goenji Shuya.
He's like, oh no, he's back to stalk me.
Yeah, it's like, too bad you ended up in class with him.
Well, he can always use his porcupine hair to fend off Endou.
Yeah, I don't know why he does that to his hair. It looks so silly, but you don't tell Goenji what to do with his hair. I'm pretty sure it is in fact a defensive move, and he japs people with it or something. It's magical soccer, I would not be surprised. And now we're literally going to go stalk him while he's supposed to be having a meeting with the teacher, because Endou apparently has no sense of tact.
Of course not.
Then again, he has no idea of basic survival instincts either, so he's just like, the complete package. And voiced by Naruto. You just can't get better than that. And Goenji has his angst issues that may or may not involve a small child in a truck.
a lot of things in bleh.
In Japan involve trucks.
That's what I was trying to say.
And here's Natsumi being tsundere again. It's a thing she does. Also, knowing more than you do. That's another thing she does a lot of. And she comes off as a right bitch in the beginning, but she's not all that bad. You have to give her some time for the whole character personality redemption type to kick in. Right, we have to go find 4 more players. Goenji is refusing to join us at the moment, so we're going to have to find 4 other people.
Because we can't, with the number of people that are on the team already, there is, currently not enough players to actually have an official match with, so...
Yeah, we only have 7 people, and the minimum is 11.
Exactly.
And first off, we're gonna go bug the crap out of Kazimaru, because him and Endou are apparently good old buddies, and I guess Endou figures he can pull a favor. If he has any concept of what favors are. I'm not sure.
I don't know, I think,
He's of the opinion that you do it for soccer. Rice balls! Onigiri. And here's this guy, who ranted at us about the B button earlier. And now he wants to be a jerk, essentially. Help us, but be a jerk. Be a jerk by helping us, or...
something like that.
Something.
But yeah, he has to be the last. You have to find all the other members, all the 3 other members before you talk to Megane again, because he has to be the last one to be recruited.
Because he's just that special, folks. And there's Kazimaru, always easily identifiable by his hair. And readily agrees to help us out, which is good for us, because we need that fabulous ponytail on our side.
Yes, and his one eye looks so serious.
He looks serious all the time. Okay, the thing about Kazimaru is, if I recall correctly, he has like the highest speed of any character you will get because he was the star of the athletics team up until like 2 seconds ago. And yeah, so he has the highest speed. All of his other stats are around average or above average. So he's a pretty solid player. As a character, his thing is that he's really reliable. Like, he's Endou's old buddy, and he'll be there to support him no matter what's going on. So, he's a guy you can rely on, and that's why I like Kazimaru.
Yeah, he's a very, I've used him a lot in this game, because he is, like you said, he's very, very fast, and even though his other stats may not be as high as other players that you can recruit later, you can always rely on him and have, him to do a good job whenever you put him on the field.
He's a defender, by the way, but he's a defender who specializes more in stealing the ball than blocking it.
Mm.
And there's her getting lost for a moment and then realizing she's seeing a chest. And in that chest are prestige points. Why don't you explain prestige points?
Okay, well, here's the interesting thing about Inazuma 11. There is no actual money system in this game. What you use to spend to get items, equipment, and even techniques is prestige points, which you can either find in chests or you can win through soccer battles and matches. So the more you get, the more stuff you can buy, and it'll also allow you to unlock various other special techniques.
And there's mineral water. But you also use the prestige points to heal at save points, right?
Yes, you do. You'll see a couple of those around here. These little glowing circles of light where you can actually approach them, and then you can spend prestige points in order to get your team all the way back up to playing condition. So
peak. They call it peak condition, right?
Peak condition. That's what I meant.
And this is Jin Kagene, who has really long hair, and no, you will never see his eyes. It's a thing.
So you're complaining about Kazimaru having
I'm complaining
bangs
depth perception, but he's just blind. Well, I figure he's just some kind of soccer-playing savant. Okay, leave me alone.
And he's only joining the team because he hopes that it will help him get noticed. Because of the fact that he can't see, no one seems to actually be able to want to make eye contact with him.
He's the walking manifestation of the theory: if they can't see you, you can't see them, and vice versa.
Exactly. But he is also a defender, and he's also very good.
Is he? I didn't know what his stats were like.
obviously not as good as Kazemaru right there, but one of the Hisatsus that he learns later on in the game, you can use on another team member, and it almost never fails.
Yeah, there's different success rates for different Hisatsu. Some of them are more likely to succeed. Usually it has to do with the TP usage, but some characters, usually plot-related characters, will have techniques that are more reliable than their TP usage would suggest. Which is usually in your favor. Usually.
Usually, yeah. That's because it all depends on what kind of team you're up against and how much you've been training your characters, because certain stats such as...
I love that hat. I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt. Sweet hat moment.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite characters to the plot. You don't see him all that often, but Max here is actually another one of the forwards that you first get on your team, and he's actually very, very good. You mean, even if you don't always have him as one of your main forwards, and you just put him off to the wings a little bit, he'll keep the ball and always make a really good shot, which will get past the goalkeeper.
Keeping the ball is one of the most important parts. When you get the ball, you gotta keep it. At least in this game. I don't know about real soccer. I don't know anything about real soccer, by the way. I'm here being the idiot in that department.
I only remember some of the rules from when I used to play as a kid, but that's, my knowledge is probably a bit dated.
Nuts, you remember a bit more than either of us, probably, right?
I remember a lot more than either of you.
Yep. So she's here to correct us when we make stupid errors of that nature. I'm here... Momo here has actually played the game before, so she's here as the expert on the game. And she has watched more of the animes than me, but I've at least seen the animes. And I think I know spoilers beyond where you are anyways.
Yeah, you do, because I don't want to spoil it, because it's the plot, like we keep saying, is in here, believe us, please. It's actually very good, and because of that, I don't want to spoil it.
We're probably going to end up screwing up and saying something wrong at some point, though.
Probably.
We managed to avoid it so far. Up in the right corner is our other really good striker at the moment, Samioka. He's the one with the crazy pink hair. Yeah, that guy.
And my favorite character, my personally favorite striker.
Yep, that's definitely her favorite striker so far. So right now, Samioka is probably her favorite, and Kazemaru is probably mine. Eventually we'll get some other characters that are really cool too, but our starting group is pretty good. That guy with the crazy green afro is actually one of the best defenders in the game, believe it or not, despite the fact that he's fairly large, to put it politely.
Yeah, well, and he likes to eat, and he gets nervous very easily, but despite that, once you get him on the field, he will, if a ball comes his way, it will not get past him.
Yeah, his special Hisatsu, which obviously we don't have yet, probably has one of the highest success rates of any block move in the game, so it's worthwhile to always keep him with you. The game is kind of kind in that aspect that they give you a really good defender right off.
Yeah, he never, as I kept going through the game...
More ball touching.
He never left the field. I never took him off. Because he is just that good.
So here's a practice battle. We're just doing some regular training.
This is a way
controls.
for you to learn more of the controls and some of the extra stuff, like learning how to pass the ball to different players. Also encouraging your players to move faster, just so you can charge up the field and get past other players. And then that way you don't have to worry about people having to steal the ball. And then shooting goals, because we hadn't had the opportunity to go over that. Yeah, it's also a good strategy to draw out the goalkeeper with one player, but then passing to another one, so that you can get the goal open in order to score.
Yeah, though you have to be careful because you might end up with an offside in the process.
Well, that only happens, so far that I know, that only happens in official matches, like little minor battles like this. You don't have to worry about offside penalties, but if you're not careful, and if you pass the ball to someone who is really, like, right next to the goal, you're guaranteed an offside penalty, and then the opposing team will get the ball, and then you'll have to start from square one of trying to steal the ball and getting it back to the opposing team's goal.
Kagane is actually doing much better than I thought he would.
I told you, he's a good unit.
I know, but he never did anything in the animes, which I will attempt to stop comparing this game to. That's terrible of me. But he just, like, never did anything, because he really was, like, the background guy. That was the joke. And... oh.
Ah,
what was that?
I was actually trying to see if I could get the ball past to Max so he can make a goal. But...
you end up with...
I end up making Kawayama shoot.
As a defender.
As a defender.
And it bounces out. Oh.
He's a great defender, but like I said, you, to the best of your ability, try not to make sure he tries to shoot, because chances are it's not going to work. Just keep him...
in a normal game, he wouldn't even be on that side of the field.
No,
so.
He always has to stay on the defender's side.
Actually, they're not supposed to go past center field.
Yeah, but we're only playing with, like, half a team right now, so...
I know.
But yes, thank you for that tip. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm sure if I actually tried that in this game, I would get a penalty for that.
And then the practice ends.
Yeah, it was only you only have a certain time limit for matches. Like a regular match or match battle can be about, I'd say, 15 minutes.
You mean the random encounter ones?
The random encounter ones.
Yeah, the random encounter ones are like 15 minutes.
Whereas
max.
The official matches are about 32 minutes each.
They're a full game, aren't they?
Essentially,
With
yeah.
2 halves?
Yes.
Full game? Unless plot happens and, you know, the game ends early or something, which occasionally that happens. But the random encounters you can end early by, you know, actually scoring and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas the main real matches, you have to either go the full time or until plot derails you all. And here's Natsume being a right bitch again. But that's her job at the moment, so, you know, whatever. And apparently she's the governor's daughter. I'm a bit confused by the Ryman family. Her full name is Natsume Ryman. The school's Ryman Junior High, so you can guess who owns the school.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not mistaken, her father is the governor and her granddad runs the school. So apparently this family, like, owns this entire town.
Essentially.
And she grinds his gears, apparently. Never heard that one before.
Please don't make me make a Family
Guy
Guy
joke.
No, absolutely
I would
not.
like to
I will
avoid
end
those.
this recording, I swear. So, alright, we're almost done with this episode, and now we're about to go fight Royal Academy. Join us next time!